Hey there, everyone. How you doing? Good afternoon, and welcome to the Daily Dose of Disney. Let's get rid of that. Needs to be shredded. Hello. Welcome in, everyone. It is good to see everyone here. Let me just send out a quick notice here to someone, letting them know that I am live. And there we go. Let's see what happens now. Everyone, sorry about the apologies for not sending out the notice earlier. I'm just not getting my act together. I was actually right in the middle of some work, so work kind of takes precedent over my YouTube channel. Although I would rather wish it was the other way around. So, but at least work pays bills, keeps a roof over our heads, things like that. We have the villa as a result of it. So let's keep it that way. Hope you're all having a good day. I am doing well today, and there's a lot to talk about today. Doug is actually on the phone with his parents at the moment. He is playing IT. He is doing some technology with his parents right now, and they need some attention with a new product they got. I guess it was a birthday present for his mom. So welcome into the stream, Samantha. Hello, Mike. Hello, Judy. It is good to have everyone here. And Carlos, thank you. Thank you for joining. Let's go ahead and get started with today's Daily Dose of Disney. It is May 7th, 232 days until Christmas. And I know a lot of people aren't wild about this one, but I'll tell you, it is National Roast Leg of Lamb Day. We're not going to have leg of lamb. I think we're having jambalaya. We have a recipe here on our YouTube channel where we make jambalaya in an Instant Pot. We will be making jambalaya tonight for dinner. So hopefully we'll be having that. And yes, everyone, I want my PTV as well. Thank you for joining, everyone. This is an interesting one. A lot of you know that Walt Disney was a huge fan of trains. He loved trains, so much so he built a full-on train setup in his backyard, in his home at Holmby Hills, California. This is a little district in Los Angeles. But today, on this date in 1950, the first engine officially ran on what was known as the Carolwood Pacific Railroad. That was Walt Disney's railroad. So, hello, big Disney fan. So the whole track system was 2,600 feet. That's a significant, that's half a mile of track that Walt had laid around his yard. It had this one area that was a trestle, 46 feet long. That's a long, that's a lot of property for one thing. To have something that's 46 feet long, that's a lot. And then not only that, he also had a 90-foot tunnel under Lillian's flower bed. That's also a huge area. That's also a big flower bed. It's a lot of land. So he had a lot of space. He had a special barn that he used for all of his railroad projects and things. That barn is no longer at that location in Holmby Hills. His barn is now located in Griffith Park, and Doug and I have visited Walt's barn. It's open usually when things are normal. It's open, I think it's usually the third Sunday of every month. And so we had an opportunity to go and see Walt's barn. Fascinating, just fascinating, because there's lots of memorabilia and lots of little trinkets and things that are in the barn on display. 1988, let's move forward. 1988, the Disney Channel aired a movie on this day. They aired Lady and the Tramp from 1955. Now, this is interesting because this is the first time that Lady and the Tramp has ever been on television. So they did a videotape release. I had my VHS copy of Lady and the Tramp, and then they released it to the Disney Channel. So everyone, welcome in as you're coming in. Thank you for joining me. So 1993, let's go to another one here. And thank you for the belated anniversary message. Thank you so much. It's been a fun ride, and we are still planning on going. We're, as D&G Explorer says, we are just getting started. So 1993, on this day in 1993, there was something that happened at Disney MGM Studios. Now I bring this up because sometimes if a park doesn't have a lot to do, or if they're looking to try and get people through the gates, they will introduce something to maybe encourage people to go to that particular park. I know it happened to us in California Adventure. They built a dirt track behind what's known as Pacific Wharf. The area is now occupied by Cars Land. And they had something that was set up for the X Games from ESPN. It was extreme sports. They had motocross displays, people doing flips on bikes and things. It was set up like, kind of like a small stadium. So everything was there. You could see the guys on motorcycles. It was very fun, very interesting, very exciting, but nothing that's really going to make a lasting impression. And it really did not draw people into the park. And Tina, T. Marie Photography, thank you so much. Congrats on 1 year. I am so blessed to have found your channel. You bring smiles to my heart. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Tina, thank you so much. It's so nice of you. Oh, thank you. Really. So anyway, California Adventure, they had this extreme sports thing from the X Games. But on this day in 1993, they opened kind of a hockey rink thing. It was the World Roller Hockey League rink. It opened on a beach at Disney MGM Studios. And it was used by Professional Inline Hockey League. But the thing is, it lasted just one season. That's pretty much how it was with the X Games. It was just the one summer, and then it was gone. Never came back. And I'm not surprised by that either. 1999. On this day, I really wish I had been able to have done this, because it was at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood. It's on Hollywood Boulevard, across the street from the Dolby Theater, where they always have the Oscars. The El Capitan Theater, they did a full restoration of a 35 millimeter film. It was a print for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And this print, here, let me get this adjusted here so I'm not looking to the side. I can actually look in front of me. There we go. That's a little better. So the El Capitan had this display, or rather this presentation of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And, you know, I've never seen the movie from start to finish. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never seen it. That may be one that we do on the Disney Plus Movie Club at some point, but I'll bring that up in a little bit. But in this case, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was shown, and then they had the director. His name was Richard Fleischer. They also had Peter Ellenshaw on hand, and both of them had a discussion about the film. Now, this discussion, I'm sure, was very interesting, because Peter Ellenshaw did a lot of matte painting that showed a lot of backgrounds and things to show or present a place that's not possible to film. It's part of their special effects that Disney did. And Peter Ellenshaw was a pro at this. I have some lithographs hanging in the master bedroom of Peter Ellenshaw prints from Mary Poppins. He did some wonderful work on matte paintings for Mary Poppins. But in this case, this was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Let's go to 2001. Now, this is one of those things where you hear something will happen, but then it doesn't happen. So, well, let me just say what happened. On this day, Disney officials started the application process with the city of Anaheim to build a third park. The third park was going to be larger than either California Adventure or Disneyland. It was supposed to be 78 acres. Now, Disneyland at that time was only 75 acres. Now, that's the the area of the park itself. Doesn't include, parking areas or the entrance plaza, everything. That's not counted in the 75 acres. But this park was going to be 78 acres. It was going to also include up to 3,350 hotel rooms. And it was going to have retail, dining, entertainment, transportation facilities. But the information that I found said that an opening day was still undetermined. Well, this is 19 years later, and they're not even thinking about a third park. They still are fixing California Adventure, but it's finally at a spot now where it is really a solid park, and people want to go to California Adventure. The attendance just keeps going up. 2002, DVD Tuesday. Now, I mentioned 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It was not part of this collection, but there was something called the Vault Disney Collection that was released on this day in 2002. I know that because I actually bought these movies on that day. 18 years ago, Doug and I would, every Tuesday night, we would always grab a bite to eat and then do what we called DVD Tuesday, because they would always release new movies on Tuesdays. So we were always going over to either Suncoast Video or to Best Buy. Best Buy is usually the place where we ended up going. And in this case, they released Swiss Family Robinson, Old Yeller, The Parent Trap, and Pollyanna, all on DVD. And a lot of those releases also included special commentary, interviews, behind-the-scene footage. It's special stuff that you always are looking for. But in that case, it was a nice DVD set. 4 movies in that particular set of films. And the thing is that I remember getting all 4 of them that night. I spent easy, almost $100 buying all 4 movies that one night. But that's just how I was. Oh, look at that. Mama Mouse is here. I'm seeing fairy people. Goat cheese. Not sure what that means, Rockin' Robin, but let's just say welcome to the stream, everyone. Thank you for coming in. 2010, on this day, I dropped a thumbnail for this for this video on Twitter earlier, and there's also a thumbnail for the presentation here. You may have seen it. It included a picture of what looks like Mickey's sorcerer hat from Fantasia. In this case, it is actually the sorcerer's hat, but the sorcerer's hat was kind of an architectural feature at the animation building at the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank. On this day, at that building, they held a ceremony and they renamed, it was no longer going to be called Disney Feature Animation Building. It is now known as the Roy E. Disney Building. It was renamed for Roy. He had passed away some 5 months earlier, and so they did it in his honor, in his memory. And Doug and I have never been in the building, but we've seen it. In fact, the picture there in that thumbnail, that is a picture I took myself. I have some video that I can throw together, a real quick raw edit of our visit outside the studio gates so you can see what that looked like. Maybe I'll do that in the next couple of weeks. I'll throw that together. Oh, Stacy, thank you for the reference for the goat cheese. Thank you. That does help. 2011, this happened at Disneyland. It was a black carpet premiere. Why black carpet? It's usually red carpet, but in this case, it was premiering the film Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. So they did the premiere at Disneyland, and whenever they did a movie premiere at Disneyland, it was always outside. They would close down Fantasmic and do the presentation of a movie. They built a movie screen on Tom Sawyer Island, which would normally be the stage for Fantasmic, but instead it's a movie screen, and they have seats, bleachers set up all around the area where people would normally sit for Fantasmic. That is where they would do their film premieres for Pirates of the Caribbean. And this was not the first one, of course. They did other films, but in this case, it was on Stranger Tides in 2011 on this day. Johnny Depp, Penelope Cruz, Kevin McNally, and Keith Richards were all there for the premiere the next year. 2012. Hello, Richard. I'm just here for the dancing strumpets. Where are they? Well, those dancing strumpets happen to be part of Pete's Dragon. Pete's Dragon is going to be the featured film for the Disney Plus Movie Club on Monday night, May 11th, here on Pepper Tree Villa. We're doing the movie club. That's right. Pete's Dragon, the 1977 film starring Shelley Winters and Helen Reddy and Mickey Rooney, who was drunk as a skunk in that movie. In fact, so drunk, he sees a dragon. But you know what? Just so happens the dragon's real, but no one believes him. Anyway, we'll talk about all that film, also answer some trivia questions, and go deep into some trivia or some fun facts about the movie itself. Pete's Dragon on the Disney Plus Movie Club, Monday night, May 11th at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, only on PTV. And thank you to Richard, the Orlando guy, for putting together yet another wonderful promo for that. If you have not checked out the promo yet, it is now streaming here on Pepper Tree Villa, and Richard's also been tweeting it out on his Twitter account, the Orlando guy. So go check out that promo. It's hysterical. 2012, the Disney Wonder. The Disney Wonder docked in Honolulu. I mean, I tell you, Honolulu, that boat had gone around to all the islands and then finally got to Oahu on this day in 2012. It was the first ever Disney cruise voyage to Hawaii. I mean, how cool is that? Thank you, Richard. Yes, go check out that video and then leave a comment and like the video. Believe me, that like really does help. If enough people start liking it and watching it and leaving comments, then it starts to gain traction, and then YouTube starts to promote the video out. So if you could help me out with that, that would be a big thank you from me, and also Ben and Doug. Thank you. On this day, 2016, Shanghai Disneyland began soft openings. Can you believe it? 4 years. That park has been open for 4 years. Yeah, it's the new park in Shanghai, and it officially opened on June 16th, 2016, but they started soft openings a little more than a month before, to work out details of how to work with guests and things. So, but that was on this day in 2016. And then finally today, a couple of things have been announced. Turns out that Disney Springs is going to be reopening. According to ABC News, it was confirmed that Disney Springs in Florida is going to be opening May 20th. May 20th. And yes, Shanghai Disneyland is going to be opening on May 11th. That is just in 4 days. 4 days from us. For them, right now, 3 days. Shanghai will be opening. So that's pretty cool. It opens 2 days before my birthday. Oh, okay. Cool, Mike. Thank you. But yeah, that was announced today. Also announced today was that construction has restarted at Disneyland. That's right. According to the OC Register, or the Orange County Register, that's the newspaper, the local newspaper for Orange County in Southern California, reporter Brady McDonald said that the work is taking place, being done with limited crews of essential workers, and they're mainly working on the new Marvel Land, or Avengers Campus. So they're also going to be starting work on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway in Mickey's Toontown. Now that area, no one's going to see the construction, at least not initially. Right now, the construction has been going on. They've been clearing the land, but you can't see it because of the fake facades that they have all throughout Toontown. It blocks any view of the outside. It looks very cartoonish, of course, because it's Toontown. But in this case, they're going to have steel going vertical very soon, because the steel is going to start being delivered next week for the project, so that they can get the superstructure of the building built. That way they can get it done. And no, they are not getting rid of Roger Rabbit. This one is being built behind Roger Rabbit. So the building will actually start, the queue will start in what was, at this point, right now, that area is known as the Gag Factory, or the Five and Dime, Toontown Five and Dime. It's a shop. It's a, as Doug calls, a junk store back there in Toontown. They're going to repurpose that area as part of the queue for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I'm very excited about this because we will be getting this attraction here in Disneyland. So I'm very excited about it. So, yeah, Stacy, I understand. It is phased opening at Disney Springs, so it's going to be very small. Yeah, and Richard, yes, I do like the Five and Dime. It is actually a great little store back there. I've bought a lot of tchotchkes there. A lot of tchotchkes. Always walk out, always have polymers in my hand. The plastic bags are hanging off our hands. In fact, Doug and I believe that it's not really a Disney trip for us unless we have plastic bags in our hands. It's just the way it is. Life with Ben premiered this morning, or not premiered, but dropped an episode. Episode number 49 dropped this morning, and it's about life's musings. Ben actually went inward and started doing some wonderful introspective thinking. But something else that he did is that he's asking for your help. He is going out there. So please go check out Life with Ben. It's the latest video that dropped this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. He is looking for suggestions for what you would like to see from him. It's been a little difficult for him to get out and about doing various things for Life with Ben. And he also mentioned wanting to try and lose some weight. So he's suggesting personally maybe something like a salad challenge. Other ideas have been coming through. I saw one comment on there from someone that's actually here right now in the stream that says that he'd like to see some prank calls to Doug and me from Ben. Hard to do prank calls, but that's because usually if it's a prank call, if it's a call I don't recognize the number, I don't pick up. However, we might be able to work something out to get something done. We'll see what happens. Anyway, leave a comment. Go look at that video of the link that Richard just dropped. Go check out that video and like the video, and then leave a comment giving him a suggestion of what you'd like to see. Yeah, I think a cardio video might be in order, being that Ben wants to lose weight, because I'm doing that myself. I haven't said anything, but I've dropped 14 pounds since November, but it's been a very slow, progressive loss. So a lot of people haven't noticed because, people tune in every day. They don't really notice that difference. But anyway, Life with Ben today. And also, coming up soon, Rob Fuzz is going to be dropping a video. He's doing a premiere. So that's coming up soon at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's today. It's going to be about Snow White's Scary Adventures. It's another retro video from Rob Fuzz. Rob is one of our support channels. We also have D&G Explorers, More Sunshine Please, Two Real Geeks, and there he is. Richard, the Orlando guy, has been dropping some links. There's the link for Life with Ben, as well as the link for the Pete's Dragon promo for this week. Go check those out. We'd really appreciate your support. Leave comments and like those videos as well. And then, if you can, share them out. I'd like to see as many people see these videos as possible. Let's try and break a record with views on that. I'd really like to see that happening. That's about all I have. Oh, one last thing right now. Walt Disney World, they have dropped dates for possible reservations, at least on their website, through May 30th, May 31st. And Disneyland has only reservations and things starting on July 1st. So they keep pushing out those dates. I will keep you updated on any of that information as it becomes available. So go ahead and keep tuning in here to the Daily Dose, and I will do my best to get that information to you. Everyone, thank you so much for tonight, for this this edition of the Daily Dose. I really appreciate you all here. Oh, absolutely, Richard. That is not a shameless plug whatsoever. Richard dropped a video this week. It is The History of Orlando Part 2. It's an ongoing series that he has. I believe it's going to be 5 episodes on his show. But this is his 2nd episode. But please, go check out his documentary, The History of Orlando. The first one, riveting, just mesmerizing. Second one, same thing. Go check them out. You will not be disappointed. Richard does some stellar work beautifully produced. Everyone, for anything else that's coming on tonight, go check out theliveplace.com. Dean has a wonderful depository for all of our channels. He advertises us all, tells people when we are going live. In our case, the next time we go live as our show with all of us, Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific with the Disney Movie Club, where we will be talking, discussing, and asking questions, trivia, all about the 1977 classic Disney film, Pete's Dragon. In the meantime, everyone, I think I'm going to go ahead and get back to work. I've got some things I need to finish off before I close out the day for my real job. In the meantime, everyone, thank you so much for visiting today at PTV. Have a magical evening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow with another edition of The Daily Dose of Disney. Same time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Good night, everyone.